In a previous study, we did something that we called the Green Kitchen, in which we had a participant that had frontal lobe damage, and his main issue was that he could not remember where things were in his own home. I think the key to mixed reality is the potential it has to affect transfer of learning. I think that we continue to have the challenge of not being able to transfer what we see in the therapy setting into the real world. And I believe the greatest advantage to mixed reality is that from our pilot data that we saw that it would transfer outside of the walls of the therapy setting or outside the walls of the hospital. Aphasia is a loss of language due to some type of a brain injury, usually stroke, but it can be disease, it can be trauma, it can be a tumor. For the person with aphasia, that interconnection with another human being is extremely important for them. That connectedness that they feel with another person is extremely important. Hi.
Hello. It's really cool.
It is cool.
It's really cool to see, because you can see behind you there's really cool stuff back there.
What is behind there?
Mm-hmm. I see you, mm-hmm. and I see where a lot of the trees and, mm-hmm. and snapgrass right there, mm-hmm. and a couple, here's a big one, mm-hmm. a really nice big one.
When the ability to communicate is taken from you, when it's robbed, when you are robbed of your ability to communicate, you're robbed of the essence of who you are. And in the midst of that, like you said, if the therapist is in there with you, I can be feeding you some language to mm-hmm. augment, to help you.
Right.
But you're telling the story. It's your story. Right. It's your imagination. I think the mixed reality environment is going to give us new venues for data collection.
I can capture your experience somewhere. I can give you sort of the truth behind what it is that you've done. I expose you to what your true performance is, where you're failing, what you're enjoying, and use that information to improve your experience, to improve your performance.
I think the idea of simulations will open up the whole venue to places where we could travel with our particular client that has aphasia. So let's say that you're experiencing, let's say you put on that head-mounted device and it was as if you were at a construction scene.
Right. Oh.
And you could tell me what you were doing at that construction scene.
Oh yeah, I could say that. I could do it.
You could do it?
Yeah, I could do it. Yes.
You could do it.
Yeah.
So when we have people come here, what we really want to do is instill hope in them.
I think experiential learning is fundamental. I think it's the natural way children, adolescents, and adults learn.
And then would that build your confidence?
Yes. Yes, it would.
That you could go out and do something?
Yes, it would.
And how would that make you feel?
Oh, God. Too much.
Yeah. We want them to know that they still have a quality of life. It may not be the life they had before, but it may be something that they've never thought about. It may be very exciting. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be difficult. But we want to give them the hope that there is something that they can still do, that they can still have relationships.